Hi, how you doing? And welcome to the Real America. I'm your screen name number six, otherwise known as Nick Moore, who lives in Danville, Illinois, USA. I just wanted to say hi to everyone and hope everyone's doing great. Looks like my mic's picking up pretty good. It's very good. And my cam looks good. Everything, I had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I was able to rig out something that compensates for it. Anyway, my roommate and my wife are out right now. They went up to Champaign, Illinois, which is a city, by the way, right next to Urbana. And not a lot happening today. And we've had overcast weather. We have a high, I don't know where my phone is. Oh, I know where my phone. Oh, I don't know where my phone. Oh, there's my phone. 75. All right, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. All right, it's not the worst out. I haven't had the air conditioning on all day. Although before my wife gets home, maybe about another 20, 30 minutes, I'll click on AC and run it for a while. Take the humidity out and that. Anyway, today I would like to talk about a book, George Orwell's 1984. George Orwell was the pen name of Eric Blair. Now, Eric Blair, George Orwell, he wrote the book 1984, released in 1948. And what it was is that rather than come up with a new name, he inverted the numbers. He inverted 48 into 84. So that's where you get the constant surveillance. It's not like we don't have cameras in every pole. Okay, only the blind couldn't see it at this point. All right, I talked about it 20 years ago and I was laughed at. Well, it's here. Yeah, I don't see anyone laughing anymore. Not at all. Not at all. Oh, wait till we get the neighborhood watch drones. They're coming next. And those clown cars made in Mexico by Ford, that's exit Danville permit, exit Chicago permit, exit Champaign permit. If you don't have that, you'll be killed. Be vaporized, something terrible. What do you think those cars are? Oh, yeah, by the way, Trump lied. They weren't going to build those clown cars in America at all. They went to Mexico and built them, where they were a lot cheaper. And after all, Mexico has no infrastructure whatsoever to handle such technology. None. Even if they began right now in earnest, it's going to be 5, 6 years until it's up to snuff. So you basically don't have to be concerned about Mexico at all. And they don't even really have a deportation process. They don't care. All you know is the gringo without papers. That's it. They don't care anything about that. But they do give you a break in your income tax. It's due in March. However, if you pay it in January, you get 20% off. If you pay it in February, you get 10% off. If you pay it in March, that's when it's due. So that's when your taxes are due in Mexico. Yeah, and it's a lot warmer if you like warm weather. It definitely has warm weather. Now, I see we have no chatters. Before I was listed in automotive, I know I didn't pick that any more than I would pick up makeup or food to eat. I really am not into that. Okay? And makeup, not at all. Food, certain foods are real bad for you. Rule of thumb. If it's a long name, like 20, 30 letters long, you can't even pronounce it. Why would you put it in your body? Question. Why? Because if you don't put it in your body, you're going to pay more for food because you'll live longer. They're hoping as many people as possible in this country and other countries as well die. Just die. And that way they can have their money too. Okay? That's what the business is today. It's about death. All we do is constant war. Since I've been born, we've been at war. And don't forget that war on drugs is a legally declared war by the President of the United States, the patriarch, Ronald Reagan. Yeah, the patriarch. That horrible piece of crap. I was so happy when he finally died. I mean, that guy had Alzheimer's disease since 1980. They gave him the Jimmy juice, and he was looking fine. You know, he was able to do it. Although you get countries like Bolivia mixed up with El Salvador, and then they had a big war, a soccer war, but a busy man like that with presidential thoughts, who knows? I certainly would know what country I'm in. But maybe he's a little different, being that he's obviously extremely dim-witted. And he was only in B movies. He sucks as an actor. He sucked even worse as a president. All he was a rubber stamp for George H.W. Bush, otherwise known as Shrub 41. I'm not even going to call him Bush anymore. He's Shrub. Okay? And a bunch of other shrubs. And here's something to look up. Keating 5. You're going to have to hold hands with Google because it's like it doesn't exist. The biggest heist in human history occurred. Okay, and involved a savings and loan association in where McCain's from, that state, not Alaska. It's a horrible state, horrid. Everything's a crime, a felony, except for what he did, his part. He's neutral to it. He's above the law. Neil Bush, Jeb Bush, McCain, Keating, and Watts. Yeah, those are your 5. Now, what happens to me? I remember it. I lived through it. All right? They stole so much money that the entire savings and loan went broke. Now they were bought up by the banks. Then the banks went broke. That's how much they stole everything. There's no way humanly possible in 100 lifetimes to spend that money. We want our money back. Yeah. Look up the Keating 5. You're going to have to hold Google's hand because they're not going to offer it to you. They're going to say there's no such thing. Whatever. Or maybe there's a little tiny article. Little tiny article. That's the bottom line. Little tiny article. Yeah. That's what we're about, a little tiny article. After all, it's only all the money in the country. It's not like it's something big, right? I mean, these are great people. Oh, let's talk about Daddy Bush. The Prescott Bush. He worked for a Nazi front company, shipping Nazi goods and ships into America. Yeah, that's what Prescott did. You know what? They're all traitors. All of them. In fact, the only person ever be tried and convicted of trading with the enemies is Prescott Bush. Okay? He's the only one. And then, of course, we have Bush W. And his wife murdered a man. That's right. She murdered a man. She had an argument with her boyfriend. Saw him on the side of the road, hit him, went to a party, got high, and that was her alibi. That was the bitch's alibi. Yeah. And I'm sure talk like this is probably going to get me thrown off because you're never to mention the Keating Five. And you mentioned McCain, Jeb, Neal, Keating, Watts. You're naming them all. They all exist. Look them up. And like I said, you're going to have to hold your browser's hand because they're not going to want to mention it. But the fact that you asked for it, there's a record of that. And may want to know one day why you would ask such a thing. I mean, after all, why keep records? Otherwise, there'd be no purpose in keeping a record. None. Except to come back later and maybe do something to some of the people that had something to say. Mm-hmm. Anyway, in 1984, they talk about the lottery. Now, let's face it, the lottery is a joke. Okay? The government is not in business to give people billions of dollars. All right? When the Powerball guy, the head guy, won for 3 times, but didn't remember the other 2 trillion, kind of forgot, slipped his mind. After the 3rd time, they finally arrested the prick. Yeah. I suppose because they didn't grease enough wheels, that's why they arrested him. Otherwise, they don't have a problem. That's how rigged your lottery is. It's a fool's tax. That's what we called it with the government, who I worked for. It's called a fool's tax. That's what the lottery is, and that's what it's always been. Even in George Orwell's 1984, everybody knows those are fake numbers. Okay? Once in a great while, someone might win a toaster or some piece of crap. You don't even have electricity to run it, so it's absolutely junk. And, the lottery's fixed. Get over it. The entire state of United States of America, the entire lottery is rigged. Period. Rigged. If that guy that ran it didn't win 3 times in a row, maybe you can make an argument, but it's over at that point. And also Jimmy Juice is over at this point. Eventually it came to a point that Jimmy Carter was going to die of brain cancer. He had melanoma. He's over 100 years old, yet he drank the Jimmy Juice. He took the Jimmy Juice, and now he's fine. How come we're not getting the rest of that Jimmy Juice? How come? How come? It seems to work on over 100-year-old man. How come the rest of us can't have some? Was he special? Is he from another planet? What? It won't work on us? It'll kill us? What? I mean, come on. Jimmy juice. That's what keeps you all fart alive. And why he'll probably live for another few hundred years, maybe. It's ridiculous. And anyway, I'm wearing my official jacket today. But back to 1984. Having read the book over 200 times, I guess I kind of know the book. And it was something. Julia handed him a note that said, I love you. And he kept wanting to sit next to her. But one day she was a bunch of women, another day she was under a telescreen. And on and on and on. Finally, he gets his chance to meet her. And she says, do you get out at 7? Okay, meet me in front. Okay, that's how it all begins. It's a great movie released in 1984. It stars Richard Burton in his last movie production. And John Hurt's gone now. He was the perfect Winston Smith. Julie, I don't know who she was played by, but I believe she's still around, being a lot younger. I'm trying not to step on anyone's toes. One of the things I like to watch on YouTube is Lino Nation. Also, The Real Russia. I like to watch that. And, there's a whole host of things I like to watch. Anyway, my wife likes Netflix, but if it was up to me, it'd be gone. Because all I see it is promoting is the agenda. Okay, the government, the world agenda. Oh, yeah. That's all I see it is. And you know what? They have that crap for free on TV. You can watch it for nothing. It's junk. Yeah, anyone dumb enough to believe that stuff, or Cardassians, come on. That's an insult of intelligence. And if you like Cardassian, get the fuck out of the room. Because I have no use for you at all. You're dead weight. Dead weight. And one way or the other, you're out of here, man. One way or the other. I'm going to turn on the AC soon. Anyway, maybe I'll be back a little bit later and broadcast a little bit more. But for right now, I've got a few things I have to do. And requires my attention. Okay, I want to thank everyone. And anyone that comes across this, thank you very much. I'm going to end broadcast in 3, 2, 1.